Hello everybody, it's me, Spiral6 in the area, and today is tutorial day. I'm going to show you how to build this awesome starter house with a mine entrance that you saw in the beginning of the video, and probably you saw in the thumbnail too. That's why you clicked, right? This tutorial is going to be divided into 5 steps, and also in some of them, you'll see a footprint of the build on the upper left corner of your screen.
Cool.
Hope it helps, because this won't be a super easy building. But first things first. I know you'll ask for it, so take a quick look at the materials list and pause the video if necessary. This looks very complex because I made this house with lots of textures and it's already decorated. Also, you can ignore some exterior stuff like grass, moss, and dirt. And of course, you are building a starter house, so you can make it much simpler with fewer textures. And in case you don't have any of these stuff, just replace some materials over here. However, you can double check it. I've used just basic materials. So we can say that all of this stuff is complex to acquire, but not hard. Okay. No more talking, let's go to the action. Step 1, the mine entrance. Here we go. This first part is really simple, so enjoy it because things are going to become tougher ahead. I'm being a good friend, I'm warning you. Take a look at the left corner to see the scheme, but this part has no secrets. You'll build 4 stone pillars to be the support base of the mine. Between those pillars, there is going to be a wall, for which I used andesite, but you can use whatever you want. Don't get used to it, but as I told you, this part is easy. The pillars and the wall will have a total height of 5 blocks. And if you're in doubt about the distance between blocks, don't forget. The scheme in the left corner is your best friend. The result will be something like this. Now let's start the front wall. The front wall will be made of deep slate blocks. Remember that this color palette is just a suggestion. Be creative. Leave 3 empty blocks in the middle and start to raise these blocks. This is going to be the mine entrance. When you reach 3 blocks in height, start using upside down stairs to close the wall and make it look like an open cave. Once again, the total height will be 5 blocks, and the final result will be like this. The scheme will be on the screen one more time, so you can double check. Yep, easy. Now let's add some logs to close the mine entrance. Again, 5 blocks tall, not the most creative number at this moment. At the top, add a transversal log with a total size of 9 blocks, so you will complete the main shape of the mine entrance. Now, it's time to add some details. Add 2 blocks at the gate intersection going forward. This way the construction gains depth, and we look like pro builders. There are many more details that we can add. I won't go step by step, otherwise this video will be 2 hours in duration, and you'll switch me to a crazy shorts video showing how to build the planet Earth in 30 seconds. So, take a look at this quick overview and pause when necessary to check the details. Let's go! Nice. Our mine entrance is completed. I also made the internal decoration with some barrels and TNT blocks. Nothing too complicated. We still need to close the back of the mine. This will be a future step, or maybe not. Who needs to finish the back? Now, with this first step done, let's go to the second step. Step 2, the house frame. We have arrived now at the most complicated part of this tutorial. This part is crucial, because a single structural block misplaced can affect the whole placement of the house. So, watch out, take care, and remember to check the scheme in the left corner of the screen. It will indicate the proper placement of the logs that are going to define the structure of our starter house. About the logs, here I've used lots of textures with spruce, dark oak, and stripped dark oak logs. We are going to build the ground floor first, which is going to be the forge. The house, in fact, will be one floor above. On the left part of the house, we're going to have the stairs that will give access to the first floor. The total height of these pillars is, take a guess. Yes, 5 blocks. The only exception will be the place where the stairs are going to be. But here, I believe an image is worth more than 1,000 words, so just take a look at how this ground floor is going to look like. Now, let's start setting up the division between the ground floor and the first one. Add a log above our already placed log pillars, with the exception of the side with the stairs, which you will keep the first one as it is. To make things easier, say hello to the good old footprint on the left screen. Here's a replay of how the ground floor pillars should be placed. Now, I'll add an extra layer to the scheme, showing where the transversal pillars must go. Got it? It's not as hard as it seems if you follow these steps. With all the transversal pillars placed, your building should be looking like this. I guess it's starting to get a good shape. Now we are going to raise the pillars of the first floor, which will go up until the roof height, so we're going to have a little oscillation between their final height. The pillars in the middle of the house are going to be higher because it's where the roof has its maximum height. But don't worry, it's not a big deal. If you are with me until now, probably things will start to be easier from this point. Take a look at the left corner of the screen. It's time to show the scheme. Those darker brown-red squares are where you will put the logs, and the lighter ones are blocks from previous layers. After placing all the base blocks, you will raise the pillars, just like we did in previous phases. But here, there is a tricky difference. The total height of those pillars will be 4 blocks instead of 5, like we used to have. After placing them all, the final result should be like this. Now, we're going to finish this last part of the house structure. Some of the pillars will receive 1 extra block because we are going to add some transversal logs, just like we did when building the ground floor. This part is important because it prepares the house to receive the roof, and badly positioned roof will cause significant damage to the aesthetics of the building. So, again, take care with this placement and take a look at the placement guide. It will show where you will place the logs. After this part, we can say that the chances of mistakes will be much lower. Okay, let's jump to the final result. And now your house, or at least the frame of it, must be looking like this. Right. Okay, now let's go to the final part of the framing step. This house can be divided into 3 big squares. Each one of these squares is going to be a roof. In the end, trust me, they will connect to each other. But let's treat them separately at this moment. You will raise the log pillars at the points indicated in the scheme. The roof of the right, which is indicated by the yellow color, will have a total height of 3 blocks. Then connect each side with a transversal log as indicated. Notice that this transversal log will not be fully connected with the other side. This is because we will have a chimney for the forge going through this part. We are almost done now. The other 2 roofs are much easier. The roof of the back, indicated by the purple color, has a total height of 4 blocks. So just raise it and close it with a transversal log. The roof of the front has the same idea, but instead of 4, it will have a 5 block height. The final result should be like this, and this is it. The second step, the house frame, is completed. Achievement unlocked if you are still with me. Now let's go to the third step, the wall. But there is always a but, right? Before we start with the walls, let's build the forge and the chimney. This will help us to place the walls later. And don't worry, this may look a little complicated, but it's not. I'll add some bricks to serve as a floor, but the important part is the shape of the forge. It will be a rectangle. Look at the scheme. With dimensions 5 per 4. I built it using a blend of blocks like granite, bricks, mud, terracotta. At the bottom, some magma blocks to visually resemble some burning coal. Nice! Now it's all about texturing and decoration. I'll let this video run without cuts so you can follow the building process block by block and see exactly how I'm placing the blocks. But feel free to do whatever you want with shapes and textures. Here I go quite randomly, adding some iron bars, walls, chains, and mixed textures. All these details add lots of personality to the building, and they are also very personal too. So use your imagination and give your personal style to it. The part of the ground floor is finished. This is the final result, a very cool looking forge, don't you think? Now this chimney needs to go up. So at the first floor level, make a 3x3 wall and simply raise it. The total height doesn't matter that much. But for reference, mine is gonna have a total height of 17 blocks, with the last 3 blocks being walls, instead of full blocks. This way the building has a more organic shape. I also added a campfire in the middle of the chimney. This way it will be possible to see some fog leaving the chimney and helping the building to appear more dynamic, thereby making it seem more alive. This is the final result. Now let's go to the stairs. No secrets here. You will follow the frame of logs on your left side and keep adding regular and upside down stairs until you reach the first floor height, where you'll use slabs or blocks. It doesn't matter that much. You can add some details to the side like fences and walls like I did here. And now finally, let's go to the walls. Here it's time to see our old friend again, the placement scheme. In green is the area of the forge, mainly with blocks of bricks and granite. For the rest of the wall, in yellow, I'll go with some shades of grey like tuff, grey concrete, stone bricks, and acacia. It is very simple, and in the end, your building should be looking like this. And now, the front wall. The scheme will pop up on the screen again. Here, there are just 2 points to pay attention. The first one is that we are going to blend the reddish wall used in the forge, green wall in the scheme, with the grey wall of the rest of the floor, yellow wall in the scheme. The second point is that we're going to play a little bit with the heights. So the door is going to be 1 block above the ground. This is cool for increasing the depth effect, diversifying the building, and also adding more organic elements to it. Just pay attention to these 2 points, and the final result will be like this. Well, very satisfactory the result, isn't it? For sure, it is starting to look like a proper house, and the mine entrance just beside the forge is a very cool touch. We can go to the first floor now, but first take an overview at the house, so you can check any details that you may have missed. And it's a good timing too to start adding some details. There are many details to add yet, like the floor, internal decoration, bushes, and so on. But let's add a few of them that are going to support us in the building structure, like gates and fences, lanterns, or upside down stairs made of dark oak wood that work very well as structural elements. You can go as crazy as you want with the level of details, but for now, it's enough. Let's go to the white walls of the next floor. Things are going to be very simple now, so I won't waste much time explaining all the details. First of all, add a floor. I used stripped birch logs, but go with whatever you want. Then for the walls, just add the blocks following the frame that we already built. No secret at all. I chose white blocks to make these upper walls. I used diorite, Iskal, mushroom stem, and white concrete. Another nice block to use is calcite, though I didn't use it because I completely forgot about this block and just remembered when I finished this build. Well, if you followed this block by block placement, you already understood the logic. Now we just need to raise this wall, leaving some empty spaces for the windows and a door near the stairs. So, let's use the time machine and check the result. This is looking amazing, isn't it? Still with some details to add and a roof. But this is surely looking cool. Now, some quick details again. I'll add these glass panes on the windows. And this is a good opportunity to take an overview of the house too. So, take a double check on the wall placements and also watch me struggling like a completely noob just to place a simple door on the house entrance. Maybe it's time to get some sleep, dudes. For the last part of the wall, I will show you already the final result. This part is quite easy, so we don't need to waste time here. Just build those kind of triangles following the logs, because those walls are going to be the base of the roof, and this is it, end of step 3. Now talking about roofs, let's go to the step 4, roof placement. Okay. We're almost there. Now it is the roof part. And to be very honest with you, this is the most boring and repetitive part. It's not hard, just boring. In fact, this part is very intuitive. You just need to make the contour of the roof and it will have a very well-defined shape. I used polished deep slate stairs to make this contour, and for the rest of the roof, I'm going to use some deep slate variations. Texturing is important because it will break the monotony. Well, I guess you get it. So let's speed this thing up and through the magic of editing, see the process and final result. Oh yeah, dudes. We can say now that we have a house. It's basically done at this moment. We still have some details to fix here and there, but all in all, it's finished. So if you want to check some extra details, stay with me for a little bit more. And let's go to the last step, details and overview. For example, a part that really needs to be improved is the back of the mine. Grian would disagree with this statement, but let's work on it. You can dig into the mine a little bit, heading in an underground direction. I won't go too far because this is not a mine tutorial, but for sure you get the idea. On the top, you can close it with moss, cobblestone, andesite, and gravel. This will give the feeling of a house that was built over a cave. Another improvement in the back is this small area right here, which you can transform into a small working area. About the decoration, well, it's better to just take a look, so hope you liked the video, and if you did, slap the like. Keep grooving. See you, bye.